Okay, I'd like to show you an example of how I pre-designed very quickly my albums in Smart Albums. So I'm going to start up the program. I'm going to select New Project. In New Project, it will show you a list of vendors who actually have album templates listed in here. And today I'd like to go with Miller's Lab because I love their signature albums. I'm going to set it to an 8x8. I'm going to stick with the square format, and I think I want thick pages because I think that makes a nicer display for my more expensive albums. Under here there are no options, so I'm going to keep that set the way it is. Click Next. Clean and modern. Do I want all templates? Templates without square frames? Templates only with 3:2 frame ratios? I think I'm going to go with templates without square frames. So I've actually never tried this before, so we'll be learning about this one together. Usually I have it set to all templates, but I think for today's purposes I'm going to keep it this way without square frames. So you can go ahead and set a medium, thin, thick, custom border if you would like in whatever color you choose. I choose no border around my images because I like to keep it clean and simple and with the highlight on the images. I do want a thin gap between the images, so it looks good there. You can even select your background color. I usually keep mine white. Now you go ahead and name your album and save it. I'm going to save it to my desktop, and it loads the template library for you. This may take a few moments. Okay, there it is. So now I want to import my images. I have some images. Where did I save those images? Ah, there we go. I'm going to import all of these. Importing and loading is what seems to take the longest in this. Everything else is super speedy and fast. Especially when you have more images to load. I probably could have gotten away with loading less than this because I probably won't be using all of these images in this example. Okay. All right, so now I'm going to get started, and I'm really not going to pay attention to the actual images. I'm just going to show you what they look like together, how you can organize them on a page. Right now I'm seeing that the first few images are of the client getting her hair done. So I could do a full page like that. If I want to change change the layout a bit, I simply press my down arrow key, and it gives me different options. And I think I like that, so I would stick with that one. Next we have some makeup and nail images of her being dolled up. I could keep it there, I could change it. Oh, but I also see there are two more down here. So I can add these by dragging them into this highlighted area and then go in and change them more. I likely would not have this many images on a boudoir page. I'm simply doing this as an example. But if I did want to include images of the client getting ready, maybe I would show this many images. Let's see, we have some styling images here. Drag those there. I actually think I prefer this top one. The first one it gave me was the best. Images of her with this mask I think look really nice together. And I think I'm going to go with that one. You can also put one image on a spread, and it gives you different options. You can fill the page, make it so it's the complete image, move it around, narrow it down. Now, if I wanted to go with something like this, I simply come to the right in the preview area, and I drag the image so that more of her, of what I want, is in focus. You can also scale it, and I think I'll just leave it like that. And you keep going. Select your images, drag them to the spread, arrange them how you want. I think I like this, but I would prefer to have this image to the left. I like that a lot, leaving it as is. Bringing in more. I really like the way that is, but let's see if there's another. I like it bigger. I'm torn. I think I'm going to keep it right there. And I keep going. Let's see. You can see what you're previewing on the side. That helps a lot. So I'm going to drag these two images up. See how they look in different places. I'm going to keep it like that. Make this one an image of its own. Perfect position. I don't need to change anything. I'm going to do that with this one. But I want more of the image detail. I think I'm going to keep it right there. Now, no, let's see. I'm going to fill it like that. Now, usually I don't like two images like this that are one image on a spread being next to each other. So you can slide the spreads over like that. And I'm ready for my next one. So this is the last one of this series in this outfit, so I'm leaving that there. I may decide to move it over if I want in a bit. I'm going to go with these three. I like that a lot. Okay, so now we have a single image that I can use again. I like it like that. Let's do two. Perfect. I'll do one image. Move it down. Maybe this one could be more narrow. Let's just see. I like it. Leave that like that. End it with these, and I like that placement. So now I'm ready to show it to the client. This is their pre-designed album with my suggestions on how I think images would look good laid out together, because you'll see pairings that the client would not normally see that look good together, like the bows look good together, styling, hair and makeup. So you simply go over to export. Let's see. This is saying that there needs to be a certain amount of spreads to do a Miller signature album. So if I were really doing an actual proof or an actual album build, I would narrow that down. So I would knock out 3 spreads, but right now we're going to ignore those limitations because this is just to show to the client for an idea of how it would look laid out. So I'm not exporting for print, although I'll show you those options. You can do JPEG, PDF, all those things. As spreads, range as single pages, but we don't want to do that today. So we are going to export for proofing. We're going to send it to the desktop. And I don't want to include a watermark on this one. It is a good idea to do that though. Let's see, I do want to show the gutter line. I want to show the spread numbers, the image numbers, include image file names, and for the reason of if a client decides that they want the images that you had in there, they have those file names easily accessible and can go ahead and select those as their favorites. And the gutter line helps for them to envision that it is an actual spread and not just one page. And I want to save this today as a JPEG. My final proof I save as a PDF to send to them in one piece, but because this is going in a proofing gallery, I want them to see the separate spreads. So that would be done in JPEG. I also do not want to show the trim area, so I keep that selected and I click export. Export is complete, and that was it. Super easy, but if you would like to see, well, you can see the pages are all here right now. Let me pull one up for you. I really should have put them in a folder instead of a desktop. Okay, so it shows the gutter line, it shows the image number, it shows spread 15, and we're good to go. Easy to understand. I do explain what they're going to be looking at and how it helps to tell the story of their day. But gosh, I hope you'll try this software out. It's amazing. It has completely revolutionized my pre-design process and my album building speed.